You have to go to the actual, like, I hate that they've changed everything on here. It's like the most annoying thing of all time. I know. Facebook just changed how everything's like. See this? You have to go to the actual like place to watch it, and then you go to share, and the link's there. Okay. How are you doing? That's good. Yeah, good to see you too. Haven't seen you at the games in a while. Oh, hello, Doug. Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah, right on. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good that he did. Yeah. Testing the audio. 1, 2, 3. Testing the audio. everyone, and welcome to the Winterhawks live stream. Tonight we'll be live streaming the game versus the Lucknow Lancers. I'll be doing the play-by-play tonight, as Jordan, who normally does the play-by-play, is doing the announcing tonight. So forgive me, as I do not normally do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you can and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Introducing your Eastleigh Winterhawks starting lineup. On defense, the captain, number 7, Grant Taney. On defense, number 15, Mike Smales. Left wing, number 17, Andy Fraz. At center, number 16, Andy Mitchell. At right wing, number 97, Alex Coots. And starting in goal, number 34, Jeff Flagler.
So if you couldn't hear that from Jordan up in the announcing booth, starting in goal tonight for the Winterhawks is number 34, Jeff Flagler. Starting in goal for the Lucknow Lancers is number 38, Ben Dorst. The backup goalies tonight are Matt Tootin for the Winterhawks and J.D. Hayden for the Lucknow Lancers. And the game has started here versus the Lucknow Lancers. We have Greg Tady, our captain, with the puck, bringing it up. Pass to Fraz down in the corner, dumps it in. Fraz fighting with one of the Lancers for the puck. Andy Mitchell with it, loses it to one of the Lancers. Coming back down towards the Winterhawks zone, the Lancers dump it in and will change. Flagler, long pass up to Andy Fraz. Andy Fraz holds on while the Winterhawks complete a change as well. Lancers bringing the puck down into the Winterhawks zone. Shot on net, gloved by Flagler, and he will hold on for the whistle. So if you didn't hear earlier, the Lucknow Lancers are here tonight with only 12 skaters, plus their 2 goalies. The Winterhawks have a full bench here tonight. Puck being passed between Quaid and Brophy. Pass up in the neutral zone. Looks like it's just onside. Down Hayfling, passes it over to Johnstone. Johnstone with the puck. Back to King. King in the corner with it, brings it up. Pass to Johnstone, my apologies. Johnstone loses it to one of the Lancers. Lancers pass broken up by Hayfling. Hayfling down, King. Back to Quaid. Quaid with a shot in, deflected by one of the Lancers defensemen. Pass back in to Johnstone. Johnstone with a shot on net, and it's in. 18-17 to play in the first period, and the Winterhawks are up 1-0 off of a goal by Michael Johnstone.
Winterhawks goal, his third of the season, scored by number 18, Michael Johnstone. Assist to number 4, Chris King. Time of the goal, 1:43.
So if you couldn't hear that from Jordan, that goal was scored by Michael Johnstone, assist to Chris King at 1:43. Thank you. It's back in the neutral zone. McDermott playing it in. Back, the Lancers have it. That's off of Peckham to McDermott. Pass back to Brown. Brown can't quite reach that. Flagler moving the puck over to McDermott. McDermott back to Peckham. Peckham over to Brown. Brown pass back to Peckham, gets by him. The Lancers have it with it. Pass. Shot wide of the net. Shot saved by Flagler. The puck is loose. Puck loose back in the corner for the Lancers. In behind the net. Back up. Pass just off the back of the net. Pass almost out but not quite. Kept in by Chapman. Chapman over Hawk with the puck. Tries to clear it, but it goes up behind the Winterhawks bench.
Lucky programs give away some prizes. For a gift certificate to Allen's Fireside Grill, the lucky program number is 1139-1139. And for a Winterhawks travel mug, courtesy of Blinds to You, the lucky program number is 1094-1094. Those prizes
Greg Tatey with the puck,
in the front lobby area.
bringing it down. Stolen by the Lancers. Back to Tatey. Tatey into Hawk. Hawk attempts to deflect it in, but saved by Dorsch. Dorsch with the save on a hard deflection by Trent Hawk. Kaz taking the face-off against Gowing. Kaz wins the face-off. Shot high of the net. Puck comes out to the neutral zone. Pass back in by Smales. That is offside until Kaz got back onside. Puck stolen by the Hawks in the neutral zone. Kaz down in with Trent Hawk and Curtis Johnson. Slow shot on net, saved by Dorsch.
WOAA in Shelburne, the Muskies have a 1-0 lead on the Mapleton Minto 81s in the first period. And after one period of play, the Toronto Maple Leafs lead the New Jersey Devils 4-0.
Mitchell wins the draw. Over to Fraz, back to Quaid, hard shot, saved by Dorsch. Looks like it might be caught up in his leg pads. The face-off will come back to the circle. Mitchell with another face-off. Deflection attempt by the Winterhawks, wide of the net. Puck back to Andy Fraz. Fraz circling out with the puck. Over to Mitchell. Mitchell fending off a Lucknow defender. Mitchell fending off a few Lucknow defenders. Puck back to the point to Quaid. Quaid into Kuntz. Kuntz back to Quaid. Hard shot saved by Dorsch. And the puck's back along the net. Kuntz fighting for it with two of the Lucknow players. Kuntz down to Mitchell. Centering pass broken up by the Lancers. And the puck comes back out to the neutral zone, going down, and icing is waved off. There was no icing on that play. Brophy up to Quaid. Quaid bringing the puck down in as the Winterhawks forwards will go for a change. Hafling, Peckham kicks it down to Hafling. Hafling, Johnstone with it. Johnstone back to King allows it to go by for Hayfling. Hayfling, shot gloved by Dorst. Start again. Lucknow. Hard check by Brown on a possible one-on-one by Moore of the Lancers. And the puck comes back out of play. Play started again. Brown up to Johnstone. Johnstone over to Hayfling. Can't quite handle that pass. And the Lancers have control of the puck. Down in. Play appears to be onside. No signal that it was offside. Over to Peckham. Peckham back up to the neutral zone. Lancers attempting to make a move back down as the Winterhawks change. Down to Flagler. Flagler over to Tatey. Leaves it for Tatey. Puck back out. Lancers waiting to get onside. That was offside by a mile. Lancers forward attempts to bring the puck down past the blue line while two of his players had yet to get onside. So the play is called. Blake Underwood taking the face-off against Atchison of the Lancers, won by the Winterhawks. Tatey with the puck, up, down, in. Play is onside. Underwood and Jeff McDermott. Play back out to the neutral zone. Smales over to Tatey. To Underwood. Underwood up to McDermott. McDermott over to Jeff McDermott. Back to Underwood. Wow, shot saved by Dorsch. Good play by the Winterhawks, saved by Dorsch, and a hard follow-up shot gloved by the goalie.
Lucky programs, we have a Winterhawks stadium seat, courtesy of K Interiors. Lucky program number is 1079-1079. And for a Winterhawks ball cap, courtesy of Bruce County Cabinets, lucky program number is 1083-1083.
Slow drifting puck grabbed by the Lancers. Lancers down in, possible 3-on-2. Shot is high of the net. Well, puck back out to the neutral zone. Thrown down in, that has been touched, so there is no icing on that play. Over to Smales, the puck gets kicked up into the netting. Draw one by Kazarian. Back to Quaid. Over to Johnston. Puck dumped in by the Lancers. Over to Brophy. Brophy up into the neutral zone for the Lancers. No icing on that play. Lancers with control. Over. Back to Brophy. To Hawk. To Johnston. Johnston with a shot gloved by Dorsch. Face-off won by the Winterhawks, down to Kuntz. Kuntz's attempt to pass the puck to Mitchell, who was in front of the net, broken up by the Lancers. Hard shot wide of the net. Over to the Lancers. Lancers with some speed turn it over to Quaid in the neutral zone. Over to Kuntz. And there's a delayed penalty coming to the Lancers. It's a hook. Hook? It's a spear? It's a spear, I think. Coming to Ducharme of the Lancers. Get 2 minutes for spearing. It's been a while since I've seen that one in a game, so I apologize for calling it hooking originally. It is, the motion's the same as hooking, but in reverse. So there you go, 2 minutes for spearing to Ducharme of the Lancers. Oh, it's been changed to a double minor. That's 4 minutes to Ducharme for spearing.
Lucknow penalty to number 15, Evan Ducharme. A double minor for spearing. Time of the penalty, 7:58. Let's have some noise for a Lord Elgin Fish and Chips Winterhawks power play.
Brett McDermott with the puck, playing the forward, playing defensively on this line. Actually, it looks like right now they're all forwards out on the ice, including Brennan Hafling, who used to be a defenseman and has been playing as a forward more recently. We had Hafling, McDermott, other McDermott, Kuntz, and Underwood all out on the ice at once. Interesting. Face-off is kicked out past into the neutral zone, out of the Lancers zone. Now both Peckham and Quaid are out on the ice, so we have two defensemen out on the power play. Peckham chasing the puck down into the corner, stolen by the Lancers, stolen back by the Winterhawks. Johnson along the boards over to Kazarian. Kazarian up to Peckham. Peckham at the blue line, hard shot, saved by Dorsch. Not as hard of a shot as we can see Peckham make, however. Kazarian wins the face-off against Moffat. Peckham over to Hawk. Hawk down to Kazarian. Kazarian to Peckham. Back to Kazarian. Lancers giving the Hawks quite a bit of room. Down to Hawk. Hawk to Peckham at the blue line. Shot. Gets past Dorsch. Peckham with the goal. And it looks from up here as though that was a goal through the 5-hole on Lancers goalie, Ben Dorsch. Scored by Theo Peckham. I believe that should only get rid of one of the penalties in the double minor, so we have 2 minutes remaining on the clock for penalty time, and the Hawks go up 2-0 with almost 10 minutes remaining in the first period. Hawks bringing the puck down. Brent McDermott, shot wide of the net, back down.
Winterhawks goal, a power play goal, his 11th of the season and his 200th point in a Winterhawks uniform, scored by number 28, Curtis Johnston.
It looks like they're calling that goal a deflection by Curtis Johnson.
And number 9, Brian Kazarian. Time of power play goal, 9:16.
And the Hawks have scored again in that time, if you didn't see, so that should do it for the other penalty in that double minor. So that's 2 power play goals in a row, and they're up 3-0 with 10:09 to play in the first period. If you didn't catch that correction, that goal was scored on a deflection by Curtis Johnson off of a shot from Theo Peckham, and the second assist on the goal goes to Brian Kazarian. Good play by Johnstone and Hafling, saved by Dorsch. And I did not catch who the third Winterhawks goal was by, but I will give it to you
Winterhawks
when we get
power
it.
play goal, his second of the year, scored by number 8, Brendan Hastling. Assist to number 25, Jeff McDermott. And to number 27, Brent McDermott. Time of the power play goal, 9:49.
So the Hawks get another power play goal. That's the third goal. We have it as Brendan Hastling from Jeff McDermott and Brent McDermott at 9:49. Those two power play goals put the Hawks up 3-0 versus the Lucknow Lancers with 10 minutes to play in the first period. Pass over to Mitchell, saved by Dorsch. And when the Lancers have 6 skaters out on the ice, the bench looks particularly bare, but one of the skaters has gone back to the bench before the play has started. Quaid with gaining control of the puck down in the Winterhawks zone. Quaid up to Fraz, can't quite handle that pass. It's shot in by Miller, and Flagler covers up for the whistle. Smales to Tatey. Tatey back to Smales. Up to Hawk Cottle among the referee's feet. Back down. Shouldn't be. No, they are calling icing on that play. So the face-off will go down in the Lancers zone. Race down, Smales and Hawk clearing. Hawk with the puck down in. Shot steered wide by Dorsch. Attempt to clear it from the Lancers, but Smales has a shot and it's saved by Dorsch. Back to Peckham, off of the face-off. Peckham along the boards to Jeff McDermott. Jeff McDermott out to Underwood. Back along the boards, the Lancers. The Lancers up to Ducharme. Down in, Brent McDermott along the boards up to his brother Jeff. Down to Underwood. Underwood with Brent McDermott. And it's controls taken back by the Lancers. Lancers down in. Ducharme back to control, comes back out into the neutral zone. Pass in. Brown up to McDermott, can't handle that pass. Back to the Lancers. Lancers down in. Peckham considers taking the man rather than the puck. Play along the boards. Out centering pass saved by Flagler on a slow shift.
We have 2 winners in the Lord Elgin Fish and Chips
On a
Power Play
slow
contest.
drifting puck heading towards his
Jim Rigger and Bert Hack have both won gift certificates to Lord Elgin Fish and Chips thanks to the power play goals scored earlier in the period. You can pick up those prizes at Gord's Pro Shop.
Draw one by the Winterhawks. Brophy over to Quaid. Quaid up to Johnston. Pass intercepted by the Lancers. Lancers dumping the puck in, intercepted by the Winterhawks. Up to King. King dumps the puck in. Lancers along the boards. Brophy gets behind his man, possibility of 2-on-1 attempt, and that's up, and the netting should be for the whistle, and it does get the whistle. Mitchell out to take the face off against Atchison. Puck comes back. Tatey over to Smales. Up to Mitchell. Mitchell bringing it down in with Kuntz. Loses his Lucknow defender. Puck back out, held in by Tatey. Back to Kuntz. Slow drifting puck. Changing hands rapidly along the boards. Lancers come out with it. Lancers quick. Clears the puck out to the neutral zone. Shot into the Winterhawks zone as the Lancers will go for a change. Tatey up to Fraz. Fraz down in to Mitchell. Mitchell to Kuntz. Kuntz with a shot saved by Dorst.
One more prize to give away here in the first period in those lucky programs. For 2 free Winterhawks tickets, courtesy of Sutton Huron Shores Realty. Lucky program number is 1107-1107. And 50-50
Kazarian taking the face-off against Gowing. Hawk over to Johnson. Back to the Lancers. Lancers Ducharme with some speed down in. Stolen by Brown, then stolen back by Ducharme. Down in Peckham along the boards to Brown. Brown can't handle that pass. It comes out to Curtis Johnson. Back to Brown, up to Hawk. Hawk leaves it for Kazarian. Kazarian to Curtis Johnson, and Curtis Johnson puts it in with a nice move around the Lucknow Lancers goalie. He was alone on net, and he capitalized on the opportunity. 5:26 to play in the first period, and the Hawks are up 4-0. Off of a goal from Curtis Johnson. Winterhawks win that draw. Back to Quaid. Up to Underwood, over to McDermott. McDermott with a shot saved by Dorsch. Lancers along the boards. Come out with the puck.
Winterhawks goal is second of the night. Scored by number 28, Curtis Johnston. Assist to number 9, Brian Kazarian. And number 91, Trent Hawk. Time of the goal, 14:34.
So if you couldn't hear that, that goal was scored by Curtis Johnson. Assists to Brian Kazarian and Trent Hawk at 14:34. Underwood in the neutral zone to Jeff McDermott. The McDermott's down in. Jeff McDermott's shot high of the net. Lancers along the boards. Underwood ties it up for a bit. Jeff McDermott, Brent McDermott down in. And loose bouncing puck in front of the net. Saved by Dorsch as the Winterhawks have an opportunity there. Lancers back out into the neutral zone. That is broken up by Smales, but the puck goes into the Winterhawks bench for the whistle. Lancers goalie getting a new water bottle, so we'll just be a second here. And he seems to be ready, so they're gonna take the face off. Mixed up in the feet, but King gets it back to Smales, over to Tatey, up to Johnstone. Johnstone down in. Pass kept. Puck kept in. King along the boards with it. Ends up leaving it for Johnstone. Pass intercepted by the Lancers, but Johnstone gets it back to Smales at the blue line. Back to Johnstone. Johnstone behind the net with it, looking for some movement. Puck, Tatey back to Johnstone. Johnstone behind and Hafling. Johnstone. Shot saved by Dorsch. And both teams will go for a change here. 3 minutes and 12 seconds to play in the first period. Kuntz. Shot by Brown, steered wide by Dorsch. Pass up, Brown, high and wide of the net. Possibly just high of the net. Hard to tell from this angle. Kuntz with the puck along the boards, over to Fraz, stolen by the Lancers. The Lancers trying to get it out. But icing waved off. Back down to the Lancers, get it, stolen by Mitchell, who gets caught up in the linesman, and stolen by the Lancers, but kept in by the Winterhawks. Fraz to Mitchell. Mitchell down in, saved by Dorsch, comes back to the Lancers defenders. Lancers, Ducharme and Gowing down in, back out to the neutral zone to the Lancers defenders. Pass back and forth, up for Gowing. Down for Trent Hawk. Racing back to get it as one of the Lancers players, stolen by Hawk. Drifting puck taken by the Lancers with some speed, coming back down into the Winterhawks zone. Pass broken up by Curtis Johnson, back to the Lancers. Shot wide of the net, and Kazarian brings it back down. Kazarian to Quaid. Quaid, shot saved by Dorsch, and he had a pretty good opportunity there as he had a pretty good clearing through the crowd. Quaid at the point, over to Jeff McDermott. Jeff McDermott pass in, open chance for Brent McDermott, and he capitalizes. Brent McDermott puts it in over Dorsch. The Hawks go up 5-0 with 1 minute and 20 seconds to play in the first period. That goal was scored by Brent McDermott. Underwood over to Brent McDermott. Brent McDermott up to his brother Jeff. Shot saved by Dorsch. Out to Brophy. Run over into the corner. Pass across the front of the net.
Number 27, Brent McDermott. Assist to number 20, Blake Underwood. And number 25, Jeff McDermott. Time of the goal, 18:40.
So that goal was Brent McDermott from Blake Underwood and Jeff McDermott at 18:40. Hawks down in, Underwood. Lancers got it along the boards. Pass out, kept in by Tatey. Tatey pass a little too far for McDermott to get, but Underwood gets control of the puck back. Jeff McDermott along the boards, cycling it, and his shot is saved by Dorsch. 8.8 seconds to play in the first period. The Hawks lead the Lancers 5-0 off of 2 power play goals. Lancers down in the neutral zone, 3 seconds to play. Down into Smales, and that should do it for the first period of play versus the Lucknow Lancers.
Shots on goal after the first period for Lucknow 7, for the Winterhawks 20.
So the shots on goal for the first period were 7 for Lucknow and 20 for the Winterhawks, and the score is 5-0 for the Winterhawks after 1 period of play here in Saugeen Shores. Both teams are back out on the ice to start the second period. Ref checking, and the Winterhawks win the first draw of the second period. Johnstone bringing the puck down in over to King. Deflected off of a few skates over to Hafling. Hafling looking to pass over to Brophy. Brophy, attempted pass across the front of the net. Intercepted by the Lancers. And another pass in front of the net, saved by Dorsch.
Don't matter.
Okay.
I just got an extra one.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
I'll get that after.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Underwood wins that draw. Shot in. Deflects off one of the Winterhawks players. The Lancers bringing it out into the neutral zone. Winterhawks taking back control. Brown circling over to McDermott. Brent McDermott, that is. Brent McDermott down in with Underwood and Jeff McDermott. Jeff McDermott shot wide of the net. Lancers along the boards looking to clear it. Can't. Brent McDermott to Jeff McDermott, saved by Dorsch.
Checking the out-of-town scoreboard in the WOAA, playing in the first period, the Shallow Lake Crushers lead the Durham Thundercats 3-2. After one period of play, the Clinton Radars lead the Huron Centenaires 4-1. And playing in the second period, the Shelburne Muskies lead the Mapleton Minto 81s 3-1.
Back out to the point to Tatey, down to Hawk. Hawk, pass goes off one of the Lancers' skates. Shot in, steered wide by Dorsch. Over to Hawk, shot saved by Dorsch. Out to Johnson, to Kazarian, back to Hawk. Hawk bringing it back out. Centering pass goes back out down into the Winterhawks zone. Poked out by Flagler. Up to Kazarian. My apologies, Hawk. Over to Johnson, high of the net. Johnson shot in. Saved by Dorsch along the boards. The Lancers up to Moore. Moore with some speed down in. Shot saved by Flagler. Rebound comes out for Tatey. Tatey pass along the nets, chopped at by the Lancers defender, so there's no icing on that play. Lancers bringing it over. Back into the neutral zone. Hawks take back control of the puck. Over to Kuntz. Down into the Lucknow zone. Coming back down into the Winterhawks zone. Turnover in the neutral again. Down over, shot down the ice. No icing on that play. Flagler calms the puck down. Quaid over to Johnson. No, Brophy, sorry. Yeah. Lancers with some speed down in Ducharme. Mitchell takes the man. Quaid takes the puck. Quaid over to Brophy. Up to Fraz. Poked into Kuntz. Kuntz keeps control of the puck. Shot steered wide by Dorsch. Kuntz down in. The Lancers get control back up. Moore over to Moffat. Mitchell bringing it down in. He has Hafling and Johnstone with him. Stolen by the Lancers. Hawks take back control over to Mitchell to Johnstone. Pass over to Brown off the boards, down into Hafling, over to Johnstone. Johnstone behind the net, attempts to poke it in, but saved by the Lancers. Pass doesn't quite come out as Brown keeps it in. Lancers chopping at it, but Johnstone gets control. Poked away by Chapman, I believe. Hayfling down in, saved by Dorsch. Draw one by Underwood, back to Tatey. Shot in, saved by Dorsch. Bouncing puck out, controlled by the Lancers. Lancers with some speed down in. Puck stolen by Brent McDermott. Back out to the neutral zone. McDermott down in. McDermott pass over to Underwood. Attempted pass over to Jeff McDermott. Broken up by the Lancers along the boards. Quick attempting to poke it out. McDermott, Jeff McDermott. Hard shot, saved by Dorsch. Back out to Tatey. Tatey shot in through a crowd, back out, and that will go down the ice to Flagler. Flagler pass up to Smales, poked away from him by Gowing, and the Winterhawks have it back down in. Brent McDermott shot wide. Gowing up with Moore. Quaid with the puck, tripped up by Moore. Moore and Miller with a hard shot, saved by Flagler. Miller along the boards, and Quaid attempting to corral the puck. And calm it down along with Moore. Underwood comes out with it. Brent McDermott dumps it in for Hawk. Hawk chasing it along with Rivet. Nope, Chapman. Brophy over to Quaid. Quaid has his skates up along the boards. Dumped down in. Hawk takes it to Kazarian. Kazarian pass to Johnson. Johnson along the boards. Kazarian centering pass by Hawk, and Kazarian puts it in. Over the Lucknow goalie's shoulder, it looks like. Did Johnson get it? It looks like Kaz. Yeah. I don't know, I could be wrong. That puts the Hawks up 6-0 with 13:41 to play in the second period.
Winterhawks goal, scored by number 28.
That's a hat trick for Curtis Johnson.
Assist to number 91, Chris Hawks, and the number 9, Brian Kazarian.
Assists on Johnson's hat trick goal go to Trent Hawk and Brian Kazarian. Kazarian has assisted on all 3 of Johnson's goals here tonight. Trent Hawk with quite an opportunity to put it in the open side of the net, but steered wide by Dorsch. Fraz calms down the puck over to Peckham. Shot saved by the Lancers. Mitchell losing his defender over to Brown. To Fraz, pass down in for Peckham. Pass over, lost amongst the skates of a few of the players. Back out, Fraz can't keep it in at the blue line. Comes out to Smales in the neutral zone. Over to Kuntz. Kuntz down in. Shot, rings off the post. Over to Tatey. Tatey passed too far for Smales, but he gets it off the boards. Fraz. The Lancers get back control of the puck. Down into Miller with another shot, saved by Flagler. Down along up to King. King attempts to dump it in, but the Lancers bring it back out. Moore over to Moffat, shot in, open net, but it looks like Flagler has kept that out. The Lancers were facing a nearly open net there, and Flagler dove on the puck and saved it. There's a penalty coming to the Winterhawks on that play. It's going to Andy Fraz for hooking. 2 minutes to Andy Fraz for hooking with 11:46 to play in the second period.
401. If you have one of those tickets, head on down to Goddard Pro Shop and register.
So the Lancers go to the power play with a little less than 10 minutes played in the second period. Lancers down in, deflected wide by Flagler. And it's in. The Lancers score only 17 seconds into Fraz's penalty for hooking. Lancers are on the board at 6-1 here in Saugeen Shores. I'm not sure which Lancers scored that, but I'll relay it once I hear. Brophy dumps the puck in. It's behind the net along the boards. Out, and it's out. The Hawks have to get back on side.
Lucknow power play goal scored by number 67, Sean Moore. Assist to number 21, Mitch Hewitt. And to number 12, Jamie Miller. Time of the power play goal, 8:30.
A lot of close chances there for the Winterhawks on that. Looks like the net's off. Officials going over to check it. So that Lucknow Lancers goal. That Lucknow Lancers goal was scored by Sean Moore with assists to Mitch Hewitt and Jamie Miller. That power play goal scored by Moore from Hewitt and Miller. And some pressure from the Hawks. And in the puck being covered up by Dorsch.
And for a Winterhawks travel mug courtesy of Blinds to You, the lucky program number is 11.
Kazarian taking the face-off against Gowing, back to Peckham. Hard shot in by Brown, saved by Dorsch. Lucknow attempt to clear it. Johnson brings it back into Kazarian. Kazarian along the boards to Hawk. Back up to Kazarian. Kazarian has the puck poked away from him by Ducharme. Along to Hawk. Pass to the front of the net, broken up by the Lancers, and pass down into the Winterhawks zone. Peckham up the boards to Hawk. Johnson, the Lancers with some speed back down in, and that is offside.
We are once again selling Winterhawks game-worn jerseys in the front lobby area. You can get yours for $50. Get those in time for the playoffs. Playoffs starting 4 weeks from tonight. Winterhawks game-worn jerseys in the front lobby area.
Kuntz back to Peckham. Peckham up to Kuntz again. Kuntz with some speed wide of the net. Lancers pass broken up by Mitchell. Comes back to Brown. Brown up to Kuntz. Kuntz dumps the puck in, but it is iced. Lancers nearly kept in, but Mitchell comes out with it. Mitchell down with Kuntz. Mitchell shot and scores. Mitchell. Comes all the way around the net and backhands it in. Winterhawks go up 7-1 off of Mitchell's goal with 9:42 to play in the second period.
Winterhawks goal, scored by number 16, Andy Mitchell. Assist to number 7, Greg Tate. And number 97, Alex Kuntz. Time of the goal, 10:18.
So that goal was Andy Mitchell from Greg Tate and Alex Kuntz at 10:18 in the second period. Smales nearly clears the puck, kept in by Chapman. Johnstone with some moves. Back down for the Lancers in the neutral zone, dump it in. Gowing chases it down in along with Clark. Ben Gowing. There are two Gowings playing for the Lancers. To clarify, Johnstone brings it down into the Lancers zone along with Jeff McDermott over to Blake Underwood. Underwood pass up to Brophy. Brophy moving the puck down in Jeff McDermott. Jeff McDermott tripped up, but Johnstone gets back control of it wide of the net. Underwood along the boards. Out into the neutral zone. Clark down in, poked away by Brophy. Up to Jeff McDermott. To Underwood. Underwood shot, scores! Underwood with an open lane shoots top pocket. Top pocket, stick side, I believe. Trying to get too fancy with my terminology, perhaps, but trying my best. Hawks are up 8-1 with a little over 8 minutes to play in the second period. Brophy down to Quaid, up to Johnson.
Assist to number 25, Jeff McDermott, and number 19, Nick Quaid.
So that goal was scored by Underwood. Assist to Jeff McDermott and Nick Quaid. Brophy to Johnson. Broken up by the Lancers. A lot of back and forth in the neutral zone. Dumped down in by the Lancers. Pass up to Kazarian is too far for him to reach, and the Lancers get it back. And Hawk just onside, shot in, saved by Dorsch. Kazarian steals it along the board. Shot by Fraz is wide. Brown. Shot steered away by Dorsch. Brown. Again, wide. Hawk along the boards. Broken stick. Rivet of the Lancers has no stick as his was broken during that play. Peckham at the point. Peckham shot in. Hawk to Kazarian. And that is put out by the Lancers, and there's no icing on that play. Fraz dumping it down in. Kuntz, Brown, shot saved by Dorsch. Pass in front of the net, broken up by the Lancers. The Lancers dump it in. Peckham Puts it back out into the neutral zone. Lancers. Oh. And Peckham somehow stopped 2 of the Lancers from getting to that puck. Mitchell down in. Has Ducharme racing up. Shot gloved by Flagler for the whistle.
Let's head on back to those lucky programs. We have a couple more prizes for a Winterhawks.
5 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second period. The Hawks lead the Lucknow Lancers 8-1 here in Saugeen Shores.
And for a Winterhawks ball cap, courtesy of Bruce County Cabinets.
The linesman has gathered up that broken stick, so they don't have to worry about it getting in the way of the play anymore.
Courtesy of Sutton Huron Shores Realty, lucky program number
King taking the face-off against Moffett.
1082.
Lancers shot through a crowd, comes out to the neutral zone. Johnstone with Hayfling. Hayfling can't quite reach that pass. King. Pass too far for Johnstone. Back down into the corner. Hayfling and King along the boards. Penalty coming. It's a holding penalty. Holding penalty, I believe it's going to Chris King. Chris King gets 2 minutes for holding with 5:14 to play in the second period. Smales can't quite clear it past Chapman. Lancers over to the point. Chapman can't quite handle it and keep it in. That play is offside. Back to Jeff McDermott. Out on the PK are Brent McDermott, Jeff McDermott, Greg Tatey, and Mike Smales. Lancers hard shot saved by Flagler. And he holds on for the whistle.
Just a reminder that 50/50 tickets are still on sale in the front lobby area and will be until the end of the second intermission. Currently, the cash jackpot sits at $200, so let's try to get that up a little bit higher. Tickets are on sale.
Tatey along the boards trying to clear it. Can't quite. Underwood with Johnson. Johnson down into Underwood. Underwood over. Has it poked away by the Lancers. Lancers pass in. It's too far for the Lancers. And Smales clears it out. Neutral zone, Greg Tatey. Across. Tatey puts it down in. Just a little under a minute to go in the King penalty. Pass back to Quaid. Cleared down the ice again. Hawk chasing it as the Lancers. Moffett brings it down. Ducharme to Gowing. And Brophy clears it out to the neutral zone. 30 seconds to go in the King penalty. Up to Gowing. And that play is offside. Both teams will take a change on that offside whistle. Brophy chasing the puck down in. Clears it down the ice with a shot on net as well. Rivet pass is stolen by Mitchell, taken back by the Lancers. Down in for Rivet. Rivet. Fraz can't quite clear it. Down along the boards, Mitchell. Pass kept in by Rivet. Shot down. Brophy along the boards. Steals it from the Lancers, but can't clear it. Kuntz along. And that's it for the penalty. Hawks kill the penalty to Chris King. Mitchell with some speed is stopped by, and a penalty is coming here to Alex Kuntz. It'll be a tripping penalty. So delayed penalty to the Winterhawks. And Peckham, when he touches the puck for that penalty, shoots it down into the Lucknow net. Of course it doesn't count, but it was quite a nice shot all the same. So that's Alex Kuntz gets 2 minutes for tripping. With 2:25 to play in the second period.
Winterhawks penalty to number 97, Alex Kuntz. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 17:35.
Out on this penalty kill are Michael John Stone, my apologies, Chris King, Theo Peckham, and Jacob Brown. Puck down in the Lancers zone. King taking the point to chase, bringing down Lancers with some speed down along the boards. Brown and Johnstone looking for it. Johnston comes out with it and clears it down the ice. And that takes care of the first minute of the Kuntz penalty for tripping. Lancers back down. Ducharme with some speed and cleared out by the Winterhawks. Brendan Hafling pokes it away from Chapman along the boards. But Gowing comes out with it.
Last minute of play in the second period.
Yep. Wow. Phillips nearly turns it over right in front of the Lancers net, and then the puck is shot down for icing. 50 seconds to play in the second period and 24 seconds on the Alex Kuntz penalty. Both teams go for a change, and now out on the ice are Blake Underwood, Brent McDermott, Greg Tatey, and Mike Smales. Lancers bringing the puck back up. Moffat along the boards with Tatey. Tatey clears it out. That penalty to Kuntz is over. Back to even strength. Pass by the Lancers down in, controlled by Flagler. Tatey up to McDermott. McDermott with a good opportunity here. Goes around and deflected out by Rivet. And that'll do it for the second period here in Saugeen Shores. End of the second period. The Winterhawks lead the Lucknow Lancers 8-1.
Hey, boy.
Shots on goal in the second period. Lucknow 8 for a two-period total of 15. For the Winterhawks 17 for a two-period total 37.
So the shots in the second period are 8 for Lucknow and 17 for Saugeen Shores. And that's for a two-period total for Lucknow of 15 and a two-period total for Saugeen Shores of 37. The Hawks lead the Lucknow Lancers 8-1. Both teams out look pretty ready to start the third period. Looks like there'll be a goaltending change for the Lancers, with J.D. Hayden taking over for Ben Dorst. King taking the face-off against Moffat. Down, caught up in the skates. Attempt to clear it, not quite. Poked away by Flagler. Up to Johnstone. Johnstone dumps it in for King. King, shot deflected off of the skates of Chapman. Bouncing puck back to Johnstone in the corner. Hayfling comes out with it, up to Peckham, held in at the line. Puck not quite cleared out, but now it is by the Lancers, down to Peckham. Up to Johnstone to King. King pass over to Johnstone, intercepted by the Lancers. Shot by Hayfling, steered wide, and shot by Peckham and scores. To the top glove side pocket, Theo Peckham with the 9th goal for the Winterhawks. Peckham saw the opportunity and took it, shooting glove side top pocket to get that goal. Only 52 seconds into the third period. Yep.
Winterhawks goal scored by number 42, Theo Peckham. Assist to number 4, Chris King. And number 8, Brendan Hayfling. Time of the goal, 48 seconds.
That was not the time of the goal that I had, interestingly, but so Jordan said time of the goal is 58 seconds, and that goal was scored by Theo Peckham from Chris King and Brendan Hayfling. Andy Mitchell with the puck. Quaid down in over Fraz in the skates of the Lancers, cleared out and down the ice. Flagler passed down to Fraz. Fraz down in. Mitchell and Kuntz along the boards looking for it, but the Lancers bring it back out. Moore over to Moffat. Turned back over to the Winterhawks. Kuntz to Brophy. Brophy pass over to Quaid. Quaid up to McDermott. Back to Quaid. Pass into Jeff McDermott. And Jeff McDermott. Pass intercepted by Underwood. Back to the Lancers. Back out to Moore. Moore fighting off the Winterhawks, but has his pocket picked by Underwood. Underwood down in over to Jeff McDermott. Puck drifting across the crease, but does not go in. Puck chipped out by the Lancers to Tatey. Tatey to Underwood, in to Brent McDermott. Tatey, shot steered wide by Hayden, and that clearing attempt by the Lancers hits the rafters.
Blake Underwood with an assist in the first period. Blake scored his 200th point in a Winterhawks uniform. Congratulations, Blake Underwood.
Kaz wins the faceoff back to Smales. Pass over, controlled by the Lancers. Lancers circling back. Clark back down. Johnston takes it over to Smales. Smales up to Hawk. Hawk with some speed. Kazarian and Johnson with him. Pass behind the net over to Kazarian. Kazarian chips it in front of the net, but the goaltender steers it back. Tatey with the puck. Shot wide of the net. Kazarian attempts to put it in, but that's saved by the goaltender. Hayden. Flagler to Tatey. Tatey up to Kazarian. In the neutral zone over to Johnson. Johnson through a crowd over to Hawk, and Hayden covers up for the whistle.
All right, let's get those 50-50 tickets out.
9-1 for the Winterhawks here in the third period against the Lucknow Lancers.
The winning ticket is white.
A little over 4 minutes played in the third period.
3-9-4. 5-9-6. 3-9-4.
Lancers take the puck off the draw over to Miller, up to Moffat. King along the boards. A little too far for Johnson to reach. Gowing. Pass almost broken up by King, down to Moffat. King with the puck down into the Lancers end. Over to Johnstone. Lancers back. Moore and Brown. Brown clears the puck out to Johnstone. Race down in, but the Winterhawks change. Fraz steals it. Fraz down in to Kuntz. Kuntz, Fraz, shot saved by Hayden. Hayden. Pass over to Fraz. Fraz to Mitchell. Back out to Quaid at the blue line. Shot deflects over to Fraz. Back to Brophy. Quaid. Shot stopped by a Lancer. Along the boards to the Lancers. Ducharme over to Rivet. Back to the point for Brophy. Shot saved by Hayden.
Checking the out-of-town scoreboard.
Absorbed for the whistle.
The Tilsonburg Thunder and Petrolia Squires are tied 1-1. After 2 periods of play, the Durham Thundercats hold a 6-5 lead over the Shallow Lake Rushers. After 2 periods of play, the Clinton Radars lead the Huron East Centaurs 5-1. And playing in the third period, the Shelburne Muskies
Brophy
the Mapleton Minto 81s
to
3-1.
Quaid. Pass up to Underwood. Pass broken up by the Lancers. Down in Brophy, back out to Jeff McDermott. Pokes it down in. Blake Underwood giving chase. Comes out with the puck. Shot saved by Hayden. Quaid in the neutral zone over to Brent McDermott. Down to Blake Underwood. Shot off the post. And back out. Lancers bringing the puck down into the Winterhawks zone. Quaid almost steals it from Miller, but not quite. Shot down in. Miller attempts to chip it in, but Quaid comes back out with it. Shot almost kept in by Chapman at the line, but the Winterhawks take it back down and covered up by Hayden for the whistle.
Give away in your programs. For a gift certificate to Allen's Fireside Grill, lucky program number is 1091-1091. And for a Winterhawks travel mug, courtesy of Lines to You, lucky program
King wins the draw back to Smales.
1149.
Shot saved by Hayden, but not absorbed. Back out to the Lancers. Lancers with some speed down in.
1135. You can pick up your prize.
Flagler over to Tatey to Johnstone. Johnstone to King. King shot wide of the net. Johnstone shot saved by Hayden. Tatey knocked down by possibly by one of the Lancers. Not sure what happened there, but the crowd was a little shocked. Hayfling back for the puck along with Smales. Hayfling down to Johnstone. Johnstone brings it in. Hawks going for a change as Johnstone takes it deep but has the puck stolen by Rivet. Lancers. Pass broken up by Kazarian down to Hawk. Hawk shot high of the net and out. for
We
the
would
whistle.
like to say congratulations to Ron Stanley of Lucknow. He takes home $280 as the winner of the 50-50 draw. And while we're at it, we'll have a couple of more winners here in your lucky programs. For 2 Winterhawks tickets, courtesy of Sutton Huron Shores Realty. Lucky program number is 1077-1077. And for
Curtis
Winterhawks
Johnson,
ball
Brian
captain,
Kazarian
Bruce
along the
County
boards
captain.
out to
Lucky
Peckham.
program
Peckham
number
walks in,
1160,
shot absorbed by
1160.
Hayden.
And you can pick up those prizes in the front lobby area.
Little over 12 minutes to play in the third period. The Hawks lead the Lancers 9-1. Puck back to Peckham. Shot wide at the net. Lancers back with it. Pass broken up by Peckham. Back down in. Hawk, Kazarian over to Johnson. Puck saved by the Lancers, it would seem.
Folks, the Novice B Storm will be doing a bottle drive to raise funds to go to the International
I'm not entirely
Silver
sure what
Stick
happened there,
in
but
St. Clair,
the
Michigan on January 20th to the 22nd.
ref has signaled that that was saved, so they'll go to a face-off.
You can drop them off here at the Plex on Sunday from 10:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m.
Mitchell
They
back
will
to
also
Brown.
be doing
Brown
free
over to
for
Peckham.
from 1
Shot
p.m. until
steered
3
wide
p.m.
by Hayden.
Again, from 10:30 a.m. until
Kuntz.
2:30 p.m. on Sunday here at the Plex.
Mitchell keeps it out. Mitchell with Fraz and Kuntz. Mitchell down in, pass goes off of Lancer's skate. Brown keeps it in at the line. Back to Fraz. Fraz over to Peckham. Peckham. Pass across the net. Broken up by the Lancers. King back to grab the puck. Over to Brown. Peckham. Up to Fraz. Peckham at the line. Brings it across over to Hayfling. Hayfling down in. Brings it all the way around, allowing the Winterhawks to change. Hayfling still holding on to it. Looking for the pass. Quaid over to Brophy. Brophy shot. Puck comes back out. Flicked in by King, but saved by Hayden. And the puck comes back out to Hayfling. Hayfling across to Brophy. Brophy shot in wide of the net. Down over to Johnstone. The Lancers regain control, and that will go down. Icing waved off as Flagler gets it up to Quaid, to Johnstone. Underwood with some speed. Down in, over to Tatey. Tatey to Underwood, passed a little bit far for him to handle. Lancers come out with it. And that icing waved off again. Flagler to Tatey. Tatey up to far for Brent McDermott. Over to 2-on-1 opportunity here for the Lancers, saved by Flagler. Back out to Jeff McDermott. Up, and that goes down for icing. Kaz off the draw, back to Smales. Smales over with it. Tatey loses it to Moore along the boards, but Smales gets it back. Over to Hawk. Hawk. The Lancers back down with it. Over to Gowan. Gloved by Flagler and released. Back out to Smales. Smales up to Kazarian. Pass broken up by the Lancers. Tatey back over with it. Pass up to Hawk. Taken by the Lancers, then back by Hawk. Hawk up to Johnson. Johnson over to Kazarian, to Johnson. Can't quite handle that pass. Back along the boards to Kazarian. Pass goes off a skate over onto the side. Hawk with a hard check, but the Lancers come out with it. Puck popped up in the air by the Lancers, and the Hawks regain control. Peckham over to Brown, up to Johnson, and back out to the neutral zone where the Lancers will take it back to set up again. Back to Brown, out to Johnson, over to Peckham, looking to pass, up to King. Pass goes a bit far, and the Lancers take it back. Lancers bringing it down in, stolen by Johnstone, over to Peckham. Peckham, pass, intercepted by Moore, poked away by Brown, back to Hayfling. Hayfling pokes it down in and chases as the Winterhawks change. Chapman with some speed, but prevented from completing it by the Winterhawks. Puck not cleared of the Winterhawks zone. Quaid down to Mitchell. Mitchell with Johnson and Quaid. Steered wide by Hayden. Johnstone and Mitchell. Mitchell along the boards. Flicked over to Brophy. Brophy down in. Shot wide of the net. Mitchell. Lancers bring the puck back down in. Shot on Flagler. Brophy kicks it out. Quaid down in. Stolen. Number of steals in a row here. Back out to the Winterhawks. That's offside. Now Kuntz, after making sure the play was onside, comes back in. Lancer shot, saved by Flagler. Brophy flicks the puck back to Quaid. Quaid up to Kuntz. Kuntz. Puck stolen back by the Lancers, up to Fraz, over to Quaid. And that will go all the way down for icing with 6:24 to play in the third period. Brent McDermott up to Jeff McDermott. Down in. Jeff McDermott looking out along the boards. Icing waved off. Flagler over to Smales. Smales along the boards up to Underwood. Pass kept in by the Lancers and taken back out by Jeff McDermott. Smales with a few moves evades the Lancers. Lancers down in. Poked away by Flagler a few times. Pass stays in. Flagler along the boards up to over to Jeff McDermott. Jeff McDermott kicks it out. Chapman over to Ducharme. Theo Peckham pokes it out. Brent McDermott. The Lancers up. Long pass intercepted by Peckham. Hawk and Kazarian down in. Kazarian, Hawk, shot, steered high up into the netting.
Checking the Winterhawks' upcoming schedule, courtesy of Colorworks. The Winterhawks will be back in action tomorrow night, Saturday, January the 7th, right here at the Plex, hosting the Mapleton Minto 81s. That will be an excellent game. You don't want to miss it.
Off the face-off, the Lancers. Nearly stolen by Hawk, but the Lancers bring it back out into the neutral zone. They dump it down in and give chase. Flagler along the boards up to Brown. Shot saved by Flagler, who covers up. And there will be another Winterhawks home game tomorrow night. It's a 7:30 start against the Mapleton Minto 81s. Brown tripped up by Gowing. Ben Gowing will be going for cross-checking. Ben Gowing gets 2 for cross-checking. With 4:46 to play, the Hawks head to the power play after Gowing gets 2 for cross-checking.
Number 16, Ben Gowing. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 15-14.
Hawk shot was saved by Hayden and then cleared down the ice by the Lancers. Peckham out along with Quaid, Johnson, Hawk, and Kazarian. Pass, long cross, a pass across. Broken up by the Lancers with some speed down in. Peckham along for Kazarian. Kazarian with some speed over to Johnson. Johnson carries it over to Hawk. Hawk shot wide over to Quaid. Quaid back to Peckham at the blue line after clearing attempt by the Lancers, down into Kazarian. Kazarian back up to Peckham, over to Quaid. Quaid across to Jeff McDermott, back to Trent Hawk. Jeff McDermott to Peckham. Peckham to Jeff McDermott, shot from Peckham, steered wide by Hayden. Kazarian along the boards. Quaid, and it's Moffat down with Peckham. Moffat holds on to it. Peckham takes the man. Quaid takes the puck. Down in behind the net is Quaid, up to Underwood. Underwood over to Jeff McDermott. Underwood. Jeff McDermott scores. With 3 seconds to go in that penalty, the Winterhawks score a power play goal to make the score 10-1 against the Lucknow Lancers with 2:49 to play in the third period.
Winterhawks power play goal scored by number 25, Jeff McDermott. Assist to number 20, Blake Underwood. Power play goal, 17-11.
So that power play goal was scored by Jeff McDermott with assist to Blake Underwood. Katie, long pass. Jeff McDermott can't quite get to. Jeff McDermott back to Smales. Puck up to Brent McDermott. Brent McDermott over to Tatey. Pokes it down in Lancers. Circling back around. Kick down to Mitchell. Mitchell over to Tatey. Tatey deflects it in. Goes for the change. Kuntz chasing the puck down in. Nearly steals it quite a few times. Kuntz takes it from the Lancer over to Mitchell. Shot by Fraz is saved by Hayden. Lancers with control back up. Quaid to Fraz. Back to Brophy. Brophy over to Quaid. Little over a minute to play in the third period. Puck flicked up into the netting for the whistle.
We would like to say congratulations to Helen Schneider. She is the latest winner in the Lord Elgin Fish and Chips.
A minute and 16 seconds to play in the third period versus the Lucknow Lancers.
Fish and Chips for the power play goal by Jeff McDermott.
Brophy shot down in. Johnson along the boards. Johnson. The Lancers up with it. Down into the Winterhawks zone. Pass behind the net over
Last
to
minute to
Chapman.
play in the third
Last
period.
minute to play in the third period. Behind the net, the Lancers out. Back to the point. Shot in. Saved by Flagler. Steered back along the boards. Pass. Kept in by Chapman. Over to the empty side. Nick Quaid. Pass up to Hawk. Hawk to Kazarian. Kazarian. Shot saved by Hayden. Hawk comes back out. A little less than 30 seconds to play in the period. The Lancers down with it. Pass back. Peckham gets it. Peckham. Over to Quaid. Quaid. To Hawk. Hawk down to Johnson. 10 seconds to play in the third period. Johnson behind the Lancers net. Cycles it over. Attempting to get it to Peckham. Can't quite. And that should do it for the game here, folks. And that's it. That's all for tonight, folks. But you can join us again tomorrow night as we take on the Mapleton Minto 81s. The Hawks win this one 10-1 versus the Lucknow Lancers. And the start time, to clarify again, for the game tomorrow night is 7:30, as it's a Saturday night game. Should be a good tilt against the Mapleton Minto 81s.
7 for a game total 22. The Winterhawks 15 for a game total 52. Ladies and gentlemen, your Winterhawks player of the game with a hat trick to go along with his 200 points, number 28, Curtis Johnston.
Curtis Johnson gets player of the game for his hat trick here tonight, and the shots on goal in the third period for the Winterhawks are 15 for a game total of 52, and for Lucknow is 7 for a game total of 22. Winterhawks win this one 10-1.